So with the releases of Zenless on Zero and Wuthering Waves, we've kind of forgotten about one particular game, which is Genshin Impact. Obviously we saw them at the start of the month whenever we saw the revenue chart, and they weren't looking too good at all. They were below Honkai Star, and Honkai Star was doing way better, and that's mainly down to Genshin having quite a few dead patches, and people just weren't interested in the game at all. Now obviously Genshin's such a massive game that there was always people playing it anyways, so it's still going to be pretty high up on the list, but in terms of updates and just overall changes we were getting, they weren't really that spectacular, and we haven't had like a super hyped character in a little while. But just 6 hours ago, Genshin Impact are back, and they're teasing a lot of the story and characters for Natlan. Now before we get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also go over to Gamer Subs where you can get a ton of cups, tubs, and even more if you just use my code Kaza, and you can just go down to the link below to get yourself 10% off. But let's get back into the video. So yeah, a few live streams ago, we actually got our first teaser for Natlan, which I wasn't extremely impressed with. Now, it did look alright. I mean, the place looked quite nice. It looked quite vibrant, and, you know, I liked the overall environment. But for a lot of the characters, I really wasn't that interested, and they seemed a little bit boring. But with this new trailer and a few announcements on their Twitter, it seems like Genshin Impact have really brought this back, and I'm actually super excited for this update now. So as I said, they actually released this full trailer, which pretty much shows you every single character that's in the game, and also shows you a little bit of what the story is going to be like. We got Capitano, who's going to be our like Fatui antagonist in this whole arc, or this whole like series of stories, which again is going to be very cool, as we haven't really seen much of him, so we're going to learn a lot more about him, and we're getting closer and closer to the end of the story. And I feel like this story is going to have a lot of really interesting plot devices. It also is going to cross over well with a lot of the Honkai Impact 3rd community, and maybe even some of the other Hoyoverse communities as well. And pretty much in this trailer, they hint at some kind of like tournament arc, which looks kind of cool. We've got this character here who's pretty much inviting people to come and fight, I'm pretty sure. So again, that'll be really cool, and I'm sure that we'll see something like the Traveler getting involved in that. And yeah, I can't wait to see that in the story. Tournament arcs always do good, whether it's in games or even anime. And yeah, tournament arcs usually slap if the company can do it right. So let's hope that Hoyoverse can actually do this, you know, correctly. But let's take a look at each of the characters and their voice actors. So first of all, we got Mualani, who actually got teased in the first trailer. There was a few of these that actually got teased in the other teasers that we saw in the live stream. And again, she looks cool. And one problem that a lot of people had was the color of a lot of the characters' skins, because obviously Natlan is going to be a very sunny and dry, like deserty place. So people were very annoyed that a lot of the characters were very like light-skinned and that they were quite white. But this character here seems a little bit tanned, as you can see. So again, it's really good to see that they are like making some of these characters a little bit darker, because again, it just adds a little bit more like diversity to the Genshin Impact cast, which I think is kind of cool. And also it just fits with the story much better. But again, she looks really cool. I mean, I don't know what she'll be. Maybe she'll be a 4-star. Honestly, she does kind of look like a 4-star character. Maybe even like one of the 3 5-stars possibly. We could see her being like a standard 5-star, a bit like Tainari, which we saw at the start of Sumeru. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. And if Genshin releases a 3 5-star, and maybe if it is her, that'd actually be super amazing, and we could see the growth of Genshin Impact again. And that is one of the questions that I did want to answer in this video is, you know, is Genshin going to succeed or fail after this update? And honestly, I really think it's going to succeed. A lot of these character designs look great, the story looks great, and honestly, I don't think they can really go wrong. I mean, obviously Genshin Impact's big enough so it succeeds either way, but it's just the measure of how much they succeed is the most important part, because, you know, they could have just a okay update and it'll be a, you know, profitable success, but will they have another massive update like some of the previous ones we've had in the past with Natlan? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see, and honestly, I'm super excited for that. And then we got Kachina here. I mean, yeah, they look kind of cool. As I said, they're still following the same kind of tan like design, which is kind of cool. Then on to Kinich, which his character design looks kind of unique. I mean, we've seen a little bit of this on some of the other characters, but again, I think he still looks very, very cool. And he is, yeah, again, one of the whiter characters, which is why a lot of people were very annoyed at the start, because they're like, oh, why is he so like light and stuff like that. But again, there's a lot of people who pointed out that apparently there are like some groups of people that are just lighter, because for some reason, I forgot what the reason was, but I think it is okay to have a couple of these kind of characters. So again, that's cool. We've got Ajor. I don't know what the hell this is. This is something like pixelated art. I don't know if this is actually the character, or if they've just put this here as a placeholder for the actual character model, and it's actually going to be a really, really cool dragon, which again, I can't wait to see. We're gonna have to wait and see for that one. Then we got Sitlily. I think I'm saying that right. Hopefully I got that right. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently the name has some like big meaning in Mexican culture, which is kind of cool to see. And again, I think they're kind of fitting in a lot of these characters quite well with the overall culture and design of Natlan. And then we've got Zenless, who looks very, very cool. I mean, this is definitely one of the characters they're going to be pulling on. It is a shame that she is actually a Geo character. We saw her with a Geo vision in the trailer. But again, I think she looks cool, and I'm definitely going to be pulling on her. And she's even voiced by Farou's Eye, who is a massive, massive voice actor. And if you want to know how big of a voice actor is, she voices some of the biggest names in anime possible. I mean, Jolene from JoJo Part 6, Power from Chainsaw Man, Delta from The Eminence in Shadow, and so many more characters. They just all look very, very nice. I can't wait to see her voicing in the game. I think it'll be a very good addition. And I think a lot of the other voice actors for a lot of the other characters are also massive anime voice actors too. Or they are massive voice actors in the gacha sphere, or whatever sphere. I mean, it just seems like Hoyoverse is bringing out a lot of their money to, you know, get some of the best voice actors possible, especially with this last one here as well. They've got Skylar Davenport, who actually voices March 7th in Honkai Star Rail. So again, they are also bringing a lot of their voice actors from their other games and getting them to voice some of their other characters because they know they work well. And honestly, I'm going to be super interested to see what Skylar actually does with this character. Does she go for a little bit of a different approach to her than she does for March 7th? I mean, we had like one voice line in the trailer, but again, that's not really enough to tell us, but I'm super excited to see what happens with that. And then we've got Ianson, who looks very, very cool as well. We saw them in the first trailer for Natlan, whenever they like announced all of the different areas. Again, it's a very unique design, and yeah, it just looks good overall. And then we've got Chaska, who again, very cool character design as well. She got like that kind of Chlorant look, which I really like, and there's a lot of people in the comments saying that as well. She also looks kind of like Rosario as well, which I kind of like. But again, super cool. I mean, the character looks amazing. And then we've got Mavericka, who, again, I think this is going to be Murata, who is the Archon of Natlan. Now, Genshin Impact does like to do this thing where they name the character a different thing, as we saw with, like, Farina. She's got, like, 5 million different names. So this could be another one of those cases that this is actually Murata. Obviously, I think it's pretty obvious that it is. But again, she's got that kind of Himiko design from Honkai Impact 3rd, which a lot of people are really excited for. And maybe we'll even see some more like kind of crossovers between Honkai Impact 3rd, because Genshin Impact hasn't had too many crossovers whenever it comes to their previous game, but they've been a lot more subtle with it, so that people who know, and the people that don't know, you know, it doesn't seem like some random cheap finger point. And then finally, we got Auron, who is a little bit of a weird character. They haven't really fully done the design on him, which I find a little bit weird. But again, I'm super excited to see what happens with this. I mean, I think he does look a little bit generic compared to the other male character that was teased. But again, we're going to have to wait and see what he's like, because this is only like a really basic character design. This looks like someone literally just drew this up. So maybe he's going to be one of the really, really later characters, and we're not going to see much of him until later in the story, because it seems like they don't even have like a character model for him yet. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the characters and the Genshin Impact teaser that has come out today about Natlan. I mean, it looks really good. Like, as you know, on my channel, I have been very negative about Genshin Impact in the past, and I honestly think this is a very, very good update. I think I'm going to be playing this. I think a lot of people are going to be coming back and playing this too, because it does look like a really, really fun quest to be playing. And the character designs are just amazing. I mean, they are getting on the tier of Honkai Star Rail character design, especially with Mavericka and also Chaska. So again, I'm just super excited to see what this update brings. Just let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys like this update, or do you think it's going to be a miss and that Genshin Impact still hasn't found that one character or that one quest for you? And yeah, I'm just excited to see what happens, and also to see how this competes with Zenless Zero and Wuthering Waves. Will a lot of people quit those games to go over to play Genshin Impact again? Because as you know, a lot of people have quit Genshin Impact to play Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zero. Or will a lot of people be playing both at the same time or something like that? Yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go over to Gamersubs, as I said, use my code Kaza in the link below. And I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.